right, we are live. Welcome back to another watch party for the Nets. It is the Nets taking on Milwaukee today. It is a much earlier start because, well, this one's commencing at 7:30 in the morning from where I'm at. But if you're in the US Eastern time, it is 3:30 this start. The Nets are 10-13, and the Milwaukee Bucks are 11-11. This is the second meeting of the season between these two sides. The Nets actually got the first victory in the first matchup, and look, it's going to be an interesting one because the Bucks have well improved since the start of the season. They started like 2-8. And now they sit at 500. So they've wrestled it back well. The team that got them in this hole have actually clawed themselves back out of it. But it still has them in a pretty mediocre position. They're pretty lucky the Eastern Conference isn't that great. So that's why they sit in the 7 seed right now. But, there's definitely plenty of improvement for them to be had. The Nets are a little bit healthier of a team today. Dorian Finney-Smith is back in the starting 5, replacing Jalen Wilson, who's been relegated to the bench. There's still no Cam Thomas, so Keon Johnson starts in his place. And then for Milwaukee, Taurean Prince, Giannis, and someone else they were under injury clouds going into the game, but they have all gotten up. So the pretty stock standard 5 for Milwaukee are starting this one in Dame, Andre Jackson, Prince, Giannis, and Lopez. Dorian Finney-Smith is a big inclusion. He is shooting the ball at about a 57% clip in the last 5 or so games. He's missed 6 of the last 7, but when he does play, he is an absolutely, imperative piece of what the Nets have done so far this season. He has got the 4th highest net rating in the entire league. And Jordi Fernandez had some pretty positive comments to give him going into the game today. And it's really stock standard stuff, what you expect. Making winning plays, shooting the 3 ball well, is a vet, so he can lead the young guys because there's a bit of inexperience out there amongst the team. Noah Clowney is fit to play, and I would assume he's going to run some minutes with, probably with Day'Ron Sharpe, which has not happened this season. It's going to open an interesting door because all season we haven't seen Day'Ron Sharpe until very, very recently. And the reason we won the other day against Indiana was we were getting some really high quality minutes on the positive side from a lineup consisting of Trenton Watford, Day'Ron Sharpe, and Ben Simmons. And that was a bench lineup. And Geordie said that the starters for the Nets were like, just let them cook. They're doing a good job. We don't need to be back out there. And that ultimately fueled us right the way through, got us the victory. Now today, Clowney comes into that mix. Is there a world where Simmons, Sharpe, Watford, and Clowney all played together? Because if that's the case, defensively, we saw the other day how difficult it was to score against that lineup. So I'm very interested to see now what, whether or not we see an improvement, whether we see potentially Clowney being attacked as a weak point, because of course he is not the most built wing, but he's tall and lanky and he can block shots. So Ben Simmons got in on the act the other day doing that sort of thing. He got 3 steals, a couple blocks. He was the main beneficiary of that second unit. So I'm just interested to see if that continues on. Today we are playing the Bucks, of course. So they will have minutes where they have Dame only on the floor and then minutes where Giannis is only on the floor. I would imagine that they want those big man minutes, like maybe a lineup of Simmons, Watford, Sharpe, Clowney out there when Giannis is playing with the second unit, because of course Giannis is a force, and well, they're going to play some heavy minutes, I imagine. The last time we played Milwaukee, the Nets won by 13, and Giannis scored 22. Dame scored 21, but Dame only hit 1 3. And for the Nets, Thomas got 32, Schroeder got 29, Johnson got 13. It was right at the start of the year where he probably wasn't playing at his best, and Dorian Finney-Smith was 1 of 7 from deep. So definitely a little bit left on the table there. Noah Clowney hit 3 trays. Claxton came off the bench and had a double-double. So I'm interested to see what this team really does, to be honest, today. Because I don't think we have the firepower necessary to win this game. But I definitely could be wrong. And I have been wrong time and time again this season. With some of the games that the Nets have won, definitely gone into those games thinking we don't really have a chance. But then we start piling on the points, and you get a vibe really early on whether or not this team is rocked up. So at 10 and 13, this team is playing far better than I expected. I expected this team to win 8 games all year, and we've been winning games without Cam Thomas. We've been winning games without our man rotation, with second or two-way players in our rotation. Like, it's pretty mental. The successes we've already had this early on in the season. We've beaten Phoenix, we've beaten Memphis, we've beaten, well, Memphis twice. We've beaten the Pels, who aren't great, but our Western Conference record is a pretty wonderful sight to see. I think we're 6-1 at this stage, and being 10 and 13, to have such a good Western Conference record, which, by the way, is clearly the better conference, is something that you should be very, very excited about. But I'm just interested to see. I think today, I don't know what the rotation's going to look like. If we go to the previous game we played, Indy didn't shoot the ball well. Turnovers probably needed to keep those down. We did a good job of forcing turnovers, but only in one quarter. In the last game, the Pacers had 12 turnovers in one quarter and had 16 for the game. 2 quarters, they didn't have a turnover. So those were the quarters they probably had the upper hand. But we did well to defend them, keep all players under 20 points. And they did not shoot the 3 ball well in this game. We out-rebounded them. The free throw number, we outdid them in. So, and we also had 12 steals, which was pretty massive for our chances of winning the game. Clax probably at his best game of the season, 16 and 8. Schroeder was well off. Johnson was well off. Shake Milton's been a really good piece for the Nets. He's coming off the bench still, but I don't know what is going to happen given Noah Clowney is back and Jalen Wilson's going to the bench. Is Shake going to get taken out of the rotation? I think that'd be really, really harsh, because he's been a quality sort of player for the Nets in recent times. Next man up mentality has been well and truly visible. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. We've had 10 consecutive games with unique starting lineup, because Finney-Smith returns and Keon Johnson has not played with Finney-Smith. So this is just another new lineup altogether, which is pretty mental, to be honest, that we've been able to still win games even without this continuity of our starting group. So let's see how this lot goes. I think guarding Giannis is always it's always a mystery going into these sorts of games, but even more so, I think, today, given our lineup's a little bit unconventional, but usually Finney-Smith gets the job. Giannis will never be able to be stopped, but it's all about trying to limit the impact. And I think the last time we played him, we did a decent job of that. I think we held him to 11 shots in the game, which is pretty good effort. So let's see how the Nets go. Keys to winning the game today for the Nets, I would have assumed, would be that we give Cam Johnson a lot of 3-point opportunities. Usually that is the way. Finney-Smith playing good defense. Schroeder probably picking up a little bit of form. We need that contribution from the backcourt. And, well, Claxton's got to be enforcing. Because Lopez will get a lot of three-point opportunities. So Claxton's probably got to capitalize in the 2-point range. Easier said than done, though, because Lopez is a bit of a brick wall. So quite a different lineup to the last time we played them. Or not really. Jackson's just in and Gary Trent is out, who has improved, by the way, off the bench. The Nets win the tip. And we're underway with this early game matchup. It is 7:40 in the morning here, so I'm going to see how well I can remain awake. Schroeder's got the ball here. Wraparound screen for Johnson. Schroeder will get it back. Get inside. The kick out of Johnson, who drives in on Dame. That's going to be an attack point for the Nets. There's a block. Claxton saves. We need another opportunity, and Johnson's just completely forgot that he has to shoot the ball. Shot clock violation. Need more awareness out the gate there. Like someone needed to yell out that he needs to put the shot up. But of course, that never came. And Johnson was unsuspecting. So one turnover off the rip for the Nets after using the entire shot clock. The Bucks will get into a set through Lopez and hand it to Dame at the logo. That is his spot. Numbers collapse. Lopez gets inside and draws the foul on Johnson. Take your pick which Johnson it was. That's a pretty simple set play there. I mean, Lopez drawing a foul on a pick and roll. Numbers collapsed for the Nets, but they didn't really have the size to match. So 2 free throws here now for Lopez. And that's off. So he remains scoreless. Middleton, of course, has returned for the Bucks, and he's coming off the bench. One more free throw here for Brook Lopez, the former Net, of course. Makes the second, splits the pair, and we are rolling. 1-0 Milwaukee. Nets will get into one here through Claxton up top. Johnson playing around the perimeter, drive in, kick out. Finney-Smith open three. That is a bad miss. And the rebound by Giannis, who has not gotten a touch yet in this game. He sends it to the corner for Prince, who thought about the three. And then Prince has just thrown it out of bounds, but it's gone to the complete other end of the court. So the Nets will start a fresh 24. However, they won't need to really take it up the court at all, because it's already up the end. So ball inbounded. Schroeder waiting for a screen. Claxton sets it. Bounce pass to Claxton. The spin, the hook shot. That's another bad miss. We have not really gotten a good look out the gate early on here. Lucky for us, the Bucks have not scored. This is a bit similar to what happened the other day, where we could not buy a bucket early. Giannis is going to drive in and kick out through Jackson. Hand off to Dame. Tough three. It's a foul. And there's a tech. What? 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 There's been a technical called because Johnson slammed the basketball. What the fuck is that T? Mate, that is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Mate, the NBA is cooked if they're calling that a technical foul, man. Mate, that is ridiculous. Not even harming anybody. It's not even harming the officials. I cannot believe that's being called a T. So Dame's going to get 3 free throws on top of the tech. Fucking hell, that is soft. Dame makes the second after missing the first of the 3 shots. He made the tee, though. Dame gets 3 of 4, which you don't say all that often. But the Bucks are up 4-0, and they've had all their points come via courtesy of the free throws. Good look here for Johnson in the corner. That's good. We're on the board finally. It's only taken a couple minutes, but a brilliant look there by Dennis. Really one pass away. Pretty simple basketball, to be completely honest. Giannis is guarded by Finney-Smith on the outside. He's going to get into the mid-range. He's going to back down. Falls over. Tries to pass the ball through a little pigeonhole. We're going to get a tie up. Oh, you're kidding. What? Oh my God, that is... Mate, the referees are seriously feeling dangerous out the gate here. The ball's inbounded. That's well done by Johnson. Gets the steal off the inbound. Shoots over Giannis. No. Rebound for the Bucks. They're going to push it. And Giannis throws it out of bounds. Pretty energetic start. End-to-end type stuff. That's good defense by the Nets. Usually, Giannis goes downhill like a freight train and you've got to get out of the way. But numbers got in the way there. Johnson's had a lot of shots early, and I'm not talking the good one. I'm talking Keon Johnson. Prince, drive in, knock away, wrap around. Good work by Claxton to disrupt the pocket pass. Prince, extra, Jackson. 3 is off. That's actually their first attempt from the field in the whole game. It's taken 2.5 minutes. Schroeder to Claxton over the shoulder. Gets into the mid-range. Back down. That's good D. He's going to need to roll it back out and give it to Finney-Smith with 8 to shoot. Johnson. Switch. Hesitation. Gets inside. Got by Giannis. There's another block. You cannot do anything about that. And the Nets are going to need to get back. The Nets are 1 of 6. The Bucks are 0 of 1. Another steal. 3-on-3 fast break. Finney-Smith. Layup. No. And there is a foul on the floor. It's Johnson who draws it as he was crashing the glass there. Nets are forcing a lot of steals early. A lot of turnovers in getting steals. So 4-3. Nets trailing. They've had 5 more shots though already. Oh, that's audacious by Keon Johnson. He's missed another one. And so the Nets still stranded on that 1 field goal made. Prince for 3 over Johnson. Doesn't get the bounce. Rebound by Claxton off hands. I'd honestly just take it in, Clax. Nope. We've got a foul on the outside as Johnson hit the deep 3. It's off the ball. It's Prince committing the foul. And that's really frustrating because that was an incredibly good look. A lot of spacing out there for the Nets tonight. And Lopez was playing a fair bit of drop coverage. So a lot of space there if you use the pick and roll effectively. The ball's inbounded to Claxton at the wing. Oh, that's a nice drive. And the jam for 2. Love that. Love that. I'm liking the little fake on the handoff. We usually see that when he's at his best. Giannis now going to face up Finney-Smith at the elbow. He backs him down. Claxton comes over to help. Giannis is just incredibly tough to contain. Geordie's not happy. Maybe there was a push-off or something illegal in that. Schroeder's fouled on the pass. So 6-5. I cannot believe I haven't changed the score yet. There we go. Now it's up. I completely forgot to change the overlay, which is sort of helpful. So 6-5. 7:43 on the clock. Here's Johnson, high screen Claxton, Green on the back shoulder, who's into the game for Prince. Finney-Smith, the extra, and Clax was pushed from the lower back. And that's a good dime there by Finney-Smith. Well, it would have been if Clax made the shot, but we get free throws nonetheless. And that's a good look. You like Finney-Smith driving in that little extra feed. He could have put one up, but instead he had Lopez in no man's land with that pass. Claxton makes free throw 1 to tie it at 6. Free throws have been a staple of the game for both teams early. The Bucks have had 4 or 5 attempts at it, or even 6 to be honest. They've made, I think, 4. The Nets getting their first trip, and Claxton makes both. You like that? Never really does that, so I'm going to not take that for granted. 7-6. 4.5 gone first quarter. Dame has not really gotten into the offensive flow yet for the Bucks. It's been basically played through Giannis. Another drive in, and that's just fucking ridiculous how you even stop this guy. Schroeder uses that Claxton screen again. He pulls up for 2, and that's usually money. 9-8 Nets. We've had a couple of lead changes early. It's really hovered at this 1 to 4 point lead for both teams. Dame looking for a handoff. He gives it to Green, who is a 3-point specialist, and you got to really watch him whenever he's on the perimeter. Here's Dame. Drive, gets by Schroeder. Extra. Jackson corner 3. That looked beautiful off the release, and the Bucks score their second 3 of the game. 11-9. Johnson. Step back. No, doesn't want it. Good defense by Green. Johnson will get it back and drive on Green again. He's got the size. Shoots in the mid-range. Can't get it. Rebound by Dame. Good box out by Lopez. Giannis will go early as he likes to. Oh my God, mate. What do you even do? What do you even do when he's just bullocking his way to the rim? It's impossible to manage. He's just... They call him the Greek freak for a reason. Like, he's just not... He's not stoppable. All things considered, the Nets have done well defensively, but they really probably should have gotten a bit of bang for their buck with those early turnovers they were forcing. We've put Shake Milton in the spotlight because, quite frankly, I think he's had some really good games, but it's going to be really awkward if he doesn't actually play. Dame has not really been involved offensively. It's been majorly just Giannis, who's got, well, he's gotten quite a few buckets to his name already, and he has not missed. Usually, he's shooting the ball very, very efficiently when he's out there against the Nets. I have no idea what's going on with this box score right now. Johnson has the only 3-point make for the Nets. A lot of Nets have missed shots. I'm sort of liking Claxton's early play, a steal to go with a couple of buckets, or a bucket and free throws. But really, that aside, the Nets have struggled on the offensive side of the floor. Only the 9 points in 6 or so minutes, which isn't optimal if we're looking at it we're looking at the rate of scoring. So there's definitely a lot of improvement to be had here. But overall, I'm not too pissed with the start. It's just the fact that Giannis is cooking, which I don't really think is a surprise to anyone, because that's what he usually does. I'm just looking at a pre-game comment. Jordy Fernandez said Noah Clowney's probably not playing a ton tonight, so maybe we're going to see that Watford, Sharp, Simmons lineup again. And I feel like that's going to be... pretty important today when playing Milwaukee. Alrighty. So I assume there'll be a couple of changes here after the timeout that's just been called. Milwaukee will get a free throw here because Giannis was able to draw the foul and get that and one opportunity. So the lead is 4, and the Bucks can get it out to actually, believe it or not, a game-high 5 points. Jalen Wilson is in early with Ben Simmons. That free throw is good for Giannis. Ball's inbounded, so get a bit of a different look here with Ben playing small ball 5, and Lopez will have to pick him up on the outside. He picks up his dribble and gets it out to Cam Johnson. Bounce pass back to Ben, who fumbled it initially, but not really under any pressure. Wilson gets inside. Schroeder's going to shoot over Green. Yes, sir! 2-point game. That's Schroeder's first make, and of course, we did mention the other day he badly struggled. Only the 2 makes. Only scored the 4 points in the previous match. So, that's an important make. In a first quarter where the Nets have struggled offensively. Good roll by Giannis after Dame got it on the outside. And Geordie is screaming at the official to call a travel. Wilson. Nope. Schroeder. Yep. Drive in. Oh my God. That is beautiful off the glass. The finger roll up in the clouds. It's still on its way down. And then Lopez is going to get hit with an offensive foul in the backcourt. And that will mark his first stint on the bench. He's bemused by the decision as well. He thinks it's a bit of a flop. Oh, that's a bit soft. I don't really think there's anything in that. 1. Oh, mate. I reckon Giannis traveled again. At the very start of the dribble. But what do I know? 5 minutes to play here in this first quarter. Nets will get into a set. Wilson thought about a 3. That's a bit of a crazy thought because there was no space. Milton is in the game for the first time. Wilson gets inside, muscles his way to the rim. Oh, that's a deep 3. Shake! He's on one! Oh, baby. You love that. Shake's had a really, really good stint here. Nets on a little 8-2 run. Numbers collapse. We force the kick out. The extra. Another extra to Bobby Portis. Back out to Middleton. They'll feed Portis again in the post. Milton's guarding him. Portis will push into the paint a little bit with the back down. He hands it out to Middleton. Short on the runner. Giannis gets blocked. Rebound by Watford. Johnson with the block. Simmons pushes it. Oh my God, what a look. Yes, sir! Box office. Champagne basketball. You love to see it. That is a beautiful dime by Ben. And Johnson completes what he started with a beautiful 3-point make in transition after the initial block on Giannis's layup. That is a beautiful pass by Ben. He's pierced 3 Bucks defenders to get it to Johnson wide open. And the Nets, in the blink of an eye, have gone on an 11-3 or 11-2 run after that free throw maybe 2 minutes ago. And they now lead by 4, which I believe is a game high, which is awesome. Meanwhile, I'm getting this box score updated. Schroeder has got 7 points, but he's been sent to the bench after a flawless start almost. Milton's got 3 on the board early. Johnson just made his first 3 of the game. Right there on his 3rd attempt from the field, but his first attempt from the outside. And the Nets have hit 4 3-pointers in this first quarter. Giannis has clearly been the high man for the Bucks with 9. And they really haven't had much support. Middleton, Portis, Green have just checked in. But Lopez, Prince, Jackson, they are not really the offensive sort of firepower you want. I mean, the Nets are shooting 4 of 6 from deep. So whenever they get to get those looks on the outside, they're pretty lethal. and they have not turned the ball over, which is always a great starting point against a pretty good outfit. The Bucks have had 4 turnovers, and they're shooting 5 of 9. They've taken 6 less shots, but they've taken 5 more free throws. The shot profile is vastly different, and that's because Giannis has taken the bulk, and Giannis takes a lot from the restricted area, so that's not really a surprise to anyone. And that's why he's leading the way for all scorers, but the Nets are leading the way in the game because of their well-rounded, team-oriented offensive play. Well complemented by a couple steals and a block so far in this match, which has placed him in pretty good stead. I mean, their defense has been very good. It's just the offense has probably been a little bit of a shortcoming. But in the last minute or two, it is well and truly buffed up. Ben has come straight into the game, and well, it's a bit of a different team with Ben out there because you can't back off, really. That pass by Ben is just, that is, mate, that pass right there is world class. And no one will actually say that because it's Ben Simmons, but that's elite. And now he's guarding Giannis. He usually puts Giannis in the penitentiary. He's going to shoot over the top of him now, Giannis, and he misses. What a surprise. Rebound by Watford. We give it straight off to Ben. He's flung it to the corner, early offense. Wilson, the kick out. He shoveled it out to Johnson. Oh, it was halfway down and it's out. That would have been a nice make to have there. Get the Nets up 7. Instead, Middleton will be guarded by Wilson on the back down. Shoots the turnaround J, and that is a beautiful make there by Chris Middleton to cut the Nets lead to 2. Trent is into the match for Milwaukee. Giannis remains in, but Dame's on the bench. Ben up top will hand off to CJ. Hard screen set by Ben. They'll clear out. Johnson will drive on Giannis, which is a bold move. Discarded Giannis. Oh my God, the three's off. Johnson tried to go back after he got the second chance, but was unsuccessful. He lost the ball on the way up, and now Middleton will get inside. The kick out of Portis has Ben in the air, moves into a 2, and scores to tie the game at 20. So, Day'Ron Sharpe is about to come into the game. I don't know who he's replacing because we're running all bench. Oh, well, CJ is probably the obvious choice. Wilson's going to get another look here. That's a good find by Watford, but that one also does around the world on the rim and is out. So 2:30 to play opening quarter. The Bucks have scored the last couple buckets. Oh my God. Giannis nearly completed the lob, but well disrupted by the Nets in the air to ensure that didn't occur. Watford thought about the 3. Good cut by Milton, backdoor, extra to Ben. Good gather. However, the Nets will slow things down and reset again because they looked a little bit out of control for a few moments. Watford. Oh my God, Ben's been pushed off the ball. I think they wanted the lob to Ben, but he got out-muscled. Giannis, oh my God. It's just the biggest bit of cheese. Geordie's going to take another timeout. We've conceded 3 straight buckets, and we need to just sort of relax a little bit. Day'Ron will come into the game after the break. Really, what Ben's got to do is he's got to make sure that he blocks that Giannis run to the rim. He cannot let Giannis get rim side because, well, that's just a cardinal sin, really. You know exactly what you're going to get. If you allow that runway, it's going to be a problem. So, Nets are playing well, of course. Pretty positive start. I mean, of course, we're trailing, but we've been going toe-to-toe with this Bucks team who, I mean, Giannis has been a pain in the ass, to be completely honest. At this time last year, we were 13-10 and we got the 3rd pick in the draft. Yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy to think about, actually. Ronald, welcome to the stream, buddy. Obviously a Bucks supporter, so I don't like you. No, we love a little community. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter who you support. We're here to do the same thing every single time in just creating a little environment to watch the game from. So I hope you are enjoying it thus far. If you are, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back in about 4 days for Nets Grizzlies. But until then, we'll worry about the task at hand. Milton just lost the ball, and I reckon he thought he got it knocked away. And then the wrap-up by Milton. Oh, okay. No, he's fine. Milton with the wrap-up. So that's a sensible foul. Don't let him go up. So 2 free throws here for Trent. We stop the fast break. That's really annoying because out of the timeout, I swear this happens a lot where there's no in between. We either draw up a genius play or the complete opposite. We turn the ball over. There's never an in between. Both free throws converted by Trent. 8-0 run for Milwaukee. 1 minute to play here in this opening quarter. Sharp into the game as expected. No Johnson on the court right now. Sharp's going to hand out to Watford. And now Milton, given a bit of space here. He's guarded by Portis. Loopy pass back out of Watford. We need to shoot the ball. Milton's going to have to put up a grenade. He's got it. Oh my goodness. Shake is cooking. What a grenade, but it worked out. Giannis out to Middleton. Pocket pass. Kick out to Trent for 3. And that one is long. The rebound by Simmons. We got to push the pace. There's no Giannis. There's Dayron the cutter. Gets inside. Kick out. Milton fake on the 3. Extra. Watford down the middle. Milton relocates. Another look. I don't know why his 3 looks so strained. Looks like that basketball weighs 15 kilos. Giannis lost the ball out of bounds. He somehow saved it. And Trent hits the 3. You kidding me? That's so frustrating. Because that's such a good pass. That's so frustrating because that really could have been a turnover. Instead, it's a 3-point make. And a 4-point lead for Milwaukee. So we don't make inroads on that possession. And the Nets will hold here for 1. There's a 5-second difference between shot and game. Watford is fouled by Middleton. And with the Nets in the bonus, they will shoot free throws. They have not capitalized given they had this advantage. Well, they had this advantage basically 6 minutes into the game. So Nets will get a couple looks here at the line through Watford, who makes the first free throw. He's usually pretty reliable from the spot. One more free throw here. 13 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. And the Nets cut the lead to 2. Giannis guarded by Ben in the backcourt. Ben's picking him up pretty much full court. That's good defense. Pretty physical. Forces the kick out to Trent. Portis in the corner is going to have to go over Dayron. It's off. And that's great defense on the perimeter there by Dayron. Good defense on the interior as well to force it out of Giannis's hands. That is the first quarter done. The Nets trail by 2. And that's a good place to be going in into the second quarter, given Giannis has killed us and we are still within striking distance. I'm interested to see how we go in those minutes with Giannis off the floor, because as you can see, Giannis played the whole first quarter. He got 11 points and 6 rebounds. He got a block as well, but it's only contributed to a 2-point edge going into the second quarter. So aside from him and Dame, they've gotten 11 points from the rest of their team, which isn't ideal. from a Nets perspective, Schroeder is the high man with 7. Milton's got 6. Cam Johnson's actually shot 5 shots, and Keon Johnson's shot 4. So we probably want a few more shots from a couple other players. Get that split a little bit better. The Nets hit 5 threes in the opening quarter. They hit 4 free throws. Probably should have done better getting to the line, but the positive here is that there was only the 1 turnover. And, well, despite the poor field goal percentage, the Bucks, I mean, we kept them, well, off the 3-point line. They did make a ton of 2s, and also, had a lot of free throws, but we did well in forcing a few turnovers. And all things considered, I think we've done a decent enough job to offset that Giannis impact. He's scoring a lot of his buckets. Well, all his buckets have come from the inside. So if we can make more threes, we can definitely cancel out that sort of advantage. Because, threes count for more than 2s. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. Like, I think our 3 ball is going to be the key to winning this game. Given the Bucks haven't taken too many, you got to ensure you run Green off the 3-point line. But as you can see, they've made a couple of changes. Claxton's back in, Dame's back in to start the second quarter with Lopez and Prince, who is on 2 personal fouls. So I don't know if it's actually a good or a bad thing that Prince is in a bit of foul trouble, because I feel like he's one of their weaker links. So, ball will be inbounded here. And it'll be the Bucks kicking us off here in the second quarter because the Nets won the opening tip. Portis is out there with Lopez, so a lot taller. And, oh, for fuck's sake, Clax. He got up there, but unfortunately was hit with a goaltend. And it will be Nets ball at the expense of the Bucks getting 2 points to go. Schroeder on the perimeter is out there with Claxton, Wilson, Milton, and Watford. 1-on-1. Schroeder's going to drive in on Dame. Lost the ball. And Dame wanted it to go the Bucks' way because it probably went off the knee of Schroeder there. Looked pretty visible on the broadcast. Schroeder will trigger in. We've got 5 to shoot. Wilson's going to get it early. He's going to need to put one up. Claxton 3. Oh. That wasn't a bad attempt, to be completely honest, over Lopez. But empty-handed that trip. Portis steps into a 3. And that's good. I swear he always hits those. Always. And so the Bucks have gotten out to a pretty handy start here. Schroeder walking a tightrope on the baseline. Gives it off to Claxton. That push shot is lovely. And the Nets like to feed him there. First bucket of the second for the Nets. Be nice to get a stop. Claxton's going to get hit with the personal. .40 remaining in the second. First personal of the quarter there for the Nets. Ball gets inbounded. Skip pass to Prince. Good defense by Milton. Oh, that's well done by the Nets. They basically forced Prince into a tight corner where he couldn't escape. And that pass across court to Portis on the weak side was knocked out of bounds. The Nets will have to play defense again. But the Bucks have 10 to shoot, so less time to really lock in. 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot. It's going to be a deep Dame 3, and that 3 rattles out. Short on the 3. Rebound by the Nets. Schroeder to the corner for Wilson. Claxton's open at the elbow. And now they'll feed Watford, who's guarded by Dame. Watford will spin. And if you've got that mismatch, you better damn well exploit it. And that's exactly what we do. 3-point game. Dame guarded by Watford. This is his former teammate, actually. Both played in Portland. Good defense by Schroeder. A kickball violation there. Yet again denies the pass to the corner. So 10 minutes to play here in this second quarter. Wow, the Nets are just getting a free throw because the Bucks have delayed the game twice, and we're not even like 3 minutes into the second quarter. This is a cheapie to give away, and Schroeder misses. Shameful. So ball inbounded to Portis. Trent on the wing. And now Portis has got it again in the post this time. Schroeder's going to need to keep low. That's a shocking pass. Claxton knocks it away. The Nets will get into the offensive flow early. An open three here for Schroeder. It's off. And Lopez simply being there was enough of a deterring factor. Trent early offense the other way. That's too easy. So 35-29. 6-point lead here for Milwaukee. That's a good response. The Nets could have tied the game, but instead back out to 6. And not the swing you really want there. Milton will get the handoff, give it out to Watford, who definitely was about to shoot the 3 until he realized there was no space available. 4 to shoot. Claxton's going to need to go at Lopez. He missed it and then got his own miss. It's almost like he knew exactly what he was doing there. The plan was to miss so he could get Lopez out of position and follow up his own work. 4-point lead. Lillard gets into it early. There's a foul on the floor, and Watford's going to get hit with the second team foul in the quarter for the Nets. Ben's back into the game. Cam Johnson's going to come in, so very complimentary duo coming into the game. Ben, of course, is a facilitator, and then Johnson loves those threes, so if we can get a few disruptive moments in there, then we could be getting some good looks on the outside. 6 to shoot. Dame's going to need to create here, or, well, he passes, gets it back, and misses the late clock 3. So Dame is struggling. I don't think he's made a field goal to start this one out. Watford had Portis up in the air, gets inside. Trent went for the steal, couldn't get it. Extra. Wilson gets blocked. We're going to need to go 5 to shoot. Wilson's going to go at Portis. Had him wrong-footed. Claxton was blocked by Portis. And now Dame will push again. Despite the lack of scoring, he's gotten quite a few assists in this game. Guarded by Claxton. Lopez, that's a deep tray. That's left. And the rebound by Claxton to Ben. Very good pass early, but there was no window available for him to get an actual shot up. Johnson guarded by Lillard. I imagine we try to exploit this. Claxton tries to go at Prince, and that's a pretty hook shot as well to cut it back down to 2. So this is good work. This is smart basketball. Dame is well held by Claxton, who recovers to guard Lopez, and then Trent fumbled it out of bounds. That was incredibly careless, and the Nets can actually tie or take the lead. So Claxton will sit. Dayron will come back into the game for Brooklyn. So Sharp is going to inbound the ball to Simmons, who is out there with Johnson, Wilson, and Finney Smith, who also checks back in. So a pretty tall lineup out here. Johnson had a lot of space to shoot it. Instead goes for a deep 2 instead and stared down the bench. I'm liking this. 5 minutes gone. Second quarter. Dame the drive in. Dayron with the knockaway. The turnover by Dame. We have the numbers. Johnson. Trailer is Dayron. He's blown the fucking layup. The amount of times he's blown layups in his 4-game season He's barely played this year, but I already feel like I've seen him miss 4 or 5 layups in this season. It's not something to be proud of because we don't get points off that turnover, and then Portis responds with a rainbow jumper in the mid-range. Incredibly frustrating stuff. We could have had the lead back, and instead we trail by 2. Ben on the outside, guarded by Portis. Hand off to Johnson. Hard screen set. And of course, you could see from a mile away, Ben was going to do something stupid, and he commits the offensive foul, setting the screen. So the lead is 2. It has not changed from the quarter time scoreline. And Jordi Fernandez today is getting a little bit creative with the lineups he's rolling out. Funnily enough, every single player on our bench has scored, and nearly every starter, or every guy that's on the court right now, has not scored. So, not really sure what I think of that. Potentially, we maybe should have ridden the wave of the bench a little bit more in this second quarter. Still haven't hit a 3, haven't hit a free throw, and haven't really shot the ball well in this second quarter, to be honest, but we've got the 9 extra shots up, and look, the turnover count for the Bucks is pretty off the charts in comparison to us, 7-2. So we're doing well there. The only issue is, of course, the shooting percentage right now, 13-33, is not good enough. We're getting some good output from Claxton, Schroeder, Milton, Watford. They're all shooting pretty efficiently. It's these guys on the floor right now, Wilson, Sharp, Finney-Smith. Ben hasn't taken a shot, and Cam Johnson, who we just need a little bit more out of them, because it's been pretty sparing so far what they've contributed. We really just need a little bit more from them. But all things considered, with those players not really showing up to play at this stage, it's been good to see that we're only down 2. We've held up Dame really, really well, I think. If we actually just go back to the box score, Dame's got the 6 assists, but he has not made a field goal in this game. And I think that's probably what you prefer. He's also got the 3 turnovers. But Portis and Trent have done a good job with the bench unit of cooking, really. So that's what you want to see. Alrighty. Alrighty. So halfway through this second quarter, the lead is sitting at 2 for Milwaukee. They will get the ball out of this timeout from the inbounds. The Nets have Johnson back in the game. That's Keon. Sharp is manning the 5 for the Nets here. Giannis is back in for Milwaukee. Dame on the outside will drive and draw the foul. He had Johnson on the back. And, well, Dame was always going to be able to create something out of that. He's at a really rough start, as we've mentioned, but you can always trust him to get to the free throw line. I don't know how many free throws he's averaging this season, but he gets those games where he's in excess of 10. I believe, though, these are the first free throws of the quarter for Milwaukee. Dame only goes 1 of 2. So 3-point lead. Simmons will bounce past to Finney-Smith. Ooh, Johnson was on for the cut. A lot of off-ball movement. Oh, that's a shocking pass by Ben. And Johnson was equally flat-footed. So a really careless pass there by Ben. Had a really good time early in the contest, but really there's not much else. Dayron with the steal. Johnson, lob. Oh my God. Jesus Christ, what is going on? Dayron saves it. Oh my God. That was the messiest fast break play I've ever seen in my life. Dayron gets the steal, but the Nets just continue to not be able to capitalize on turnovers. Like a 2-on-2 fast break right there. I thought we really did well to try draw the extra man. Giannis, got it by Dayron, gets inside, kick out to Green, extra to Dame, gets by the closeout. Lopez, bit of triangle passing here. Green. Oh, that's so well done by the Nets. Forced a tough step back and then also forced the 3-second call to occur. Giannis, I think, was just camped in there. So Schroeder will inbound to Simmons and give it back to Schroeder. So Simmons playing on Giannis with Dayron out there and Finney-Smith. Also Johnson's out there. So the vets and Dayron. Schroeder, cross. Oh, that's a saucy crossover. I thought Middleton was going to slip over and get his legs tangled. Dame is getting pressed here by CJ up top. Dayron does well to roll over. He gambled for the steal. Instead, he's going to... Well, he needed to roll over to get to Lopez, who scores for 2 as Dayron was late. Early offense for Dennis. Pocket pass. Dayron the push shot. Gets it to go. Love that. That's pretty textbook type basketball. Giannis early offense here, I would assume. Good switch, though. We've got the physicality out there with Finney-Smith playing off ball. Oh, my God. There'll be a foul on Dayron with 4 minutes to play. Giannis will head to the line for another trip. No, it's going to be... It's not going to be free throws. Dayron will sit. Good minutes by him. I like how we're using him as a big that can potentially steal the basketball with the way we're playing defense. Giannis will get it here. They do well off ball, the Bucks, to force the switch. Giannis with the turn. Oh my God. How is that not an offensive foul? The push off. Early offense here for the Nets. Simmons tries to get him into it. Schroeder on the perimeter. Oh, that's a deep 3. It's a practice shot. Dennis has not missed, I don't think. And I also don't think the Bucks were anticipating Dennis to put one up from that far out. Giannis again. Middleton. Good roll over there by Finney-Smith to sort of put off the shot. Giannis travels. And Giannis is, well, I think the Nets bench have been pleading for something like that to be called the whole half. So it's good to see that one finally actually getting called. It's been a pretty stop and start second quarter. 42 apiece as we close in on halftime. The Bucks have had 10 first half turnovers. The Nets have 6 less. Off-ball screen by Claxton to Johnson, who's guarded by Dame. He's got the size over him. Now the switch has Giannis guarding him. 4 to shoot. Wilson gets inside. How is there not a foul? Oh my God. You are kidding me. How on earth was he not fouled there? I've seen a lot softer getting called. And so it's going to be a shot clock violation, and it will be Bucks ball after this timeout. It's a 17-15 edge in the second quarter for the Nets. So not much offense of note to really talk about. I thought the first quarter was bad. This second quarter, it's like both teams are limping to a score. But look, Dame only the 4 points. Giannis has only scored 2 in the quarter. Really like how Really like how we've forced the 6 turnovers between Giannis and Dame. That is massive. But it's not just been them that have turned the ball over. It's been pretty well rounded. We've had 12 extra shots. The problem is we cannot shoot the ball for shit. And we've only had 1 extra make. 6 threes made, but have really not had the volume in the second quarter. Only the 3 attempts, and we've barely been to the line. So that's a pretty decent explanation for why we've only got 17 points to show for this second quarter effort. Even despite only having the 3 turnovers in comparison to their 10. So that's really frustrating for us. Good to see Dennis 5 of 6 from the field. It's been a much improved performance because usually, I feel like in recent games he's been a little bit on the quieter side, but good to see him hitting a couple of trays, getting into the mid-range, getting that balance right, and making it a lot more difficult to anticipate. I mean, that 29-footer he just scored, I don't think they anticipated that. Claxton's got 10 as the only other net in double figures, but I feel like in the second half it would be great if Jalen Wilson and Finney Smith could actually score the basketball. That would be lovely. Ben's done a couple of nice things. He's actually a team high +7 for the Nets, even though the scoring would not really, or the box score wouldn't really indicate it. He's at I've had a voice crack, but he's at a couple turnovers, and he's only had the 1 assist. But I feel like the offense has been a lot more fluent with him out there on the court, or really the ball movement, and that's not really rocket science at all. I actually fully expect it. Anyway, just a little bit under 3 minutes left here in this second quarter. And it will be, I believe, Bucks ball after the break. So the Bucks are playing a pretty strong lineup here to close the first half. Dame, that's good defense by the Nets. And then they just all left him open. For fuck's sake, man. Bit of miscommunication there, which is incredibly frustrating because the initial rollover was perfect, but then both players for the Nets just vacated. Finney Smith can make amends, but misses the 3. It's going to be quintessential that we close out this first half with, strongly. There's another 3 for Green, so it's a 6-point lead in the blink of an eye. There's a foul, and Schroeder's going to get free throws here. He was able to draw Green into a personal, and Schroeder will get a trip. So 48-42 the score. So first free throw for Dennis is good. Second and third free throws coming up here for Dennis. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets Memphis later in the week, which is quite a bit of time away, but always good to let you know when I will be live next. Schroeder makes both. Final 2 minutes here of the first half. It would be nice to see the Nets just remain within 1 possession. Knock away by the Nets on the handoff. Prompts a change for the Bucks at this stoppage. Trent will come into the game for Green. Middleton will inbound to Dame. Guarded by Schroeder. Screen set by Giannis, or rejected initially. Claxton's going to need to come over. There's a foul. Giannis will get 2 shots. His teammates will give him space. Nets regroup. 1:35 left in the second. So 2 shots here for Giannis. And that rims out. Halfway down. One more free throw here for Giannis. The Bucks have missed a few free throws. And it's from the high volume free throw shooters as well, which bodes well for the Nets, I guess. Second free throw for Giannis. That rattles home. Lead is 5. And the Nets, well, are within reach. They've just got to make a few late quarter buckets here. That would be handy. Schroeder puts the head down. Beautiful skip pass. Finney Smith in the corner. Splash. Love that. 2-point game. Finney Smith makes his first bucket of the match. Always nice to see one go through after you've been out for a few games. Giannis will be placed on an island here with Claxton. Blocked by Clax! Get out! Push it. We don't have the numbers. Johnson, oh my God, we turned it over early. What a way to waste it. Giannis the kick out. Trent is wide open. He took a dribble. He missed the 3. We get let off there. That was a wide open look. And basically, it was basically a practice shot. I mean, that's pre-game warm-up type stuff. The Nets can hold for a 2-for-1 here. And they will definitely look to utilize it. Schroeder pulls up for 2. There's a foul. And it goes in! Let's go! Oh my God, I've never seen an and one look like that. That looked like it had no business going in. It's bounced off like the front of the rim, then bounced high off the back of the rim. It's taken numerous hits on the way down. Somehow found a way. And so Schroeder has not only tied the game, but he can take the lead with a make on a free throw. And that goes in. Soft roll. So that is the dream scenario for the Nets. They execute the 2-for-1 to a sublime degree. And so now the Bucks will need to score to take the lead back. Middleton's going to square up and try shoot over Schroeder here. He's on an island. We need help. Claxton, the help defender. He is swatting for days. And with 1.6 to shoot, the Bucks have barely any time. Oh, Claxton, get out of here. Yet again, another knockaway off the initial inbounds there by the Bucks. So we trim 0.5 off the Bucks allowed time here. It's gone from 1.6 to 1.1 seconds. This is a catch and shoot scenario here for Milwaukee. They'll get it to Giannis, you would assume. Oh, that's a bit open. Fuck. And we gave him way too much space. Finney Smith got wrong-footed by that Giannis movement, so Bucks up 1, Nets of 8 seconds. Schroeder is going to get by Trent. Oh, beautiful runner. Get the bounce. Oh, beautiful. The clock management. It sat on the rim again for like 3 seconds. And, well, if it went down immediately with a swish, there probably would have been 3 seconds for it to go the length of the court. But that ball made sure that it spent the entire rest of the second quarter sitting on the rim, so the Bucks don't even have a sniff. The Nets lead by 1 at the main break. The Nets go out and score 27 points, so they do exactly what the Bucks did in the first quarter. It's almost a complete role reversal, and the Nets, they just keep rocking up. It doesn't matter what time of the day it is. It doesn't matter who they're playing. It doesn't matter who's missing. The Nets are here to play, And, well, 52 points for the Nets. It wasn't an offensively gifted first half, but that's what we saw last game. You probably aren't going to see this team win too many games courtesy of offense when Cam Thomas is not in the game. But defensively, they have absolutely clamped. I need to see your chat messages if there is any. Blessier, no worries, mate. My pleasure. Thanks to those people in chat. If you are enjoying the stream so far, make sure to show your support, drop a like, and subscribe if you are new, because we'll be back for another Nets game in a couple of days. This is an entertaining match, and I will run through the box score for you and let you know what the deal is. Schroeder's got 19 in the first half, and we've got 52 total. He's taken 8 shots. He hasn't turned the ball over. It has been a perfect first half here for Dennis. Late in the quarter, did well of getting to the line a little bit more. There's not really anything to fault on Schroeder's part in this game. Claxton, 10 points in the first half. He has gotten 2 steals and 2 blocks. Late in the second quarter, you saw the rim protection, and that is exactly what we need. 2 personal fouls for him, so maybe foul trouble could ease in if the Bucks are a little bit more aggressive. But the last 2 games especially, Claxton has looked a lot closer to his best version of himself. Last game had 16 points, 8 rebounds, a couple blocks. And today, you're seeing him basically be on pace for a similar number. And he's made both his free throws, which has helped. So that's always a positive. Cam Johnson's been run off the line. Only the 2 threes attempted and only the 5 points total. And Finney Smith has been pretty quiet, but he's done pretty well defensively on Giannis for the most part. Off the bench, we've had some nice little contributions. Ben is a team high +7, which of course is lovely to see because, you know, it's Ben Simmons and you want to see him contributing to positivity because, I mean, his game's consistently drowned out by negativity. So, good to see. For Milwaukee, they got 11 from Giannis in the first quarter. They have gotten only 5 in the second quarter from him. Portis and Trent did well to keep things ticking along. And meanwhile, Dame has only hit 1 field goal, and it was wide open. And that was basically off the back of a defensive collapse late in the clock. But he's committed 4 turnovers, which of course is not good if you're looking at it from a Bucks standpoint, and if you want them to win, you know, so he's going to have to lift in the second half, even though he's done a good job of facilitating the 7 assists. That is a game high. So I guess there's a silver lining in that. And the 2-man game between him and Giannis has looked pretty good. If we actually look at percentages though, the Bucks have taken 10 less shots. The Nets have made 1 extra. So that is sort of the issue here. The Nets haven't been efficient enough. And in a game where they're getting outdone by free throws, it's probably sort of essential that they improve on the interior. Later in the quarter, it sort of started to, you know, go that way. 3-point shooting's pretty similar, but the Nets only got 5 threes up in that quarter. So the Bucks are doing a good job of running us off the line. And I feel like that is just, the minute you do that, you almost expose a bit of weakness because the Nets would have loved to have like a 8 or 9 point lead. But they don't because this 3-point shooting probably isn't at the volume it needs to be. Jordy usually wants the Nets putting 43s up a game. The free throw number's pretty... Well, it boosted a little bit in the back end of the quarter. Schroeder did a good job of getting to the line, working his way to the free throw line. The Bucks have had 10 turnovers to the Nets 4. So Dayron's done a good job of blitzing the Bucks whenever they do the pick and roll, and he's gotten a couple steals there. And sometimes Claxton... I mean, Claxton's defense in the first half, the rolling over, has been really, really good. And that's benefited us, of course, because we like to run. However, the Bucks also like to run. So if we can keep the turnovers down in the second half, we can sort of maybe make this offense look a little bit better. 19 of 42 isn't actually all that bad. But I would like to see a little bit of a better efficiency going into the second half. Let's have a look actually to see what that percentage specifically is. It is at 45%. We're shooting 44% from three, which is vastly better than the other night. But there's definitely room for improvement. CJ played a team high 19 minutes in that first half, which is an interesting watch. The Bucks are 56% from the field, 46% from three, and they're not shooting the free throws that well. So for them, the turnovers are really keeping the Nets in this game, because they're shooting the ball lights out. And then for the Nets, despite their, poor defense, I guess you could say, like, we've forced 10 turnovers. So, I think it's pretty even. Things balance each other out. If we look at team stats, this is the real issue for me. So we're actually winning points in the paint, which is pretty baffling to me because they've got Giannis, for God's sake. But here's the real issue. 7 points off turnovers each. Despite us having a handful more or handful less turnovers, we should really have a lot more points on the board. Instead, we've got 7 points off their 10 turnovers. In the games we've beaten better opposition like the Kings, the Warriors, the Suns, all those sorts, our points off turnovers has been like 20 plus. And usually, if you can concede 10 turnovers or force 10 turnovers in a half, you're probably shipping off, I don't know, you probably need to look to have like maybe 16, 17 points off turnovers as an optimal thing. So our conversion's not great. And on top of that, the fast break points, we've had 3 fast break points the whole game. So like we're forcing turnovers in open play. It's just we're playing a lot of half-court basketball purely because we're not able to capitalize on the break, which is incredibly frustrating. So that's where we're at right now. But the second half, I'm interested to see what we have in store because, well, there's definitely a lot of improvement that can be had on both sides, really. I mean, for the Nets, actually capitalizing on those turnovers we create, boosting that percentage, getting a lot more contribution from these 3 wings, Johnson, Finney-Smith-Wilson, because 8 points in a half is not going to cut it on pace for 16 in the game. It's not going to work when you're playing, heavy volume minutes the way they have in this first half. And look, I think we've defended the Bucks well, but got to get that field goal percentage down and got to keep forcing the turnovers. For them, they'd want to get Dame into the game a little bit more as well. So there's definitely quite a few things that can be lifted on both sides. I'm just interested to see who reacts first, really. Because, I think that's what it's going to come down to. But yeah, overall, it hasn't been an awful first half. I'm really happy with what I've seen. And this is usually what you just get, from the Nets. I feel like we know what we're going to get. However, this is the exact point in the season where things went downhill. I don't get the sense that will happen this time round. I think we went on like a 30-game stretch where we won 5 games. In all fairness, I wouldn't be mad if that occurred, but I want us to be in every single game we play. So, I don't know. It's definitely going to be intriguing, to say the least, how this Nets season wears on. Interesting to see who the Nets come up against in the next patch of games. We've got a tough week The games come pretty sparingly, but that being said, they're tough nonetheless. We play Memphis. That is the only other game we play this week. We will be covering it, so make sure to tune in for that. Turn the notifications on. Next week, then there's a bit of a heavier slate. We play Toronto and Utah next week, which always helps. But there's not really a lot of respite over the Christmas period. We play Milwaukee twice in a week. So we'll wrap up the season series by the start of the new year, really. Play the Spurs. We play Orlando again, which I hate. Toronto, we get them a couple times in 2 weeks. Philly, Indy, Detroit, all these mid-tier teams. And then we go on a Western Conference road trip, which I assume we always do in January. Like, this always happens. Yeah, we play... Damn, we play 4 games in a week. We play Utah, Portland, LA twice. And then we come back home and play OKC. Interesting. So there's a lot of games that we... Yeah, that could be a really interesting run of games. I feel like Utah and Portland... Well, last year, I feel like we lost to Portland. We beat the Lakers. We blew the 20-point lead in the fourth quarter against the Clippers. And I don't think we played Utah. I just remember the Portland game being really ugly. I think we played the Spurs in that little stint. And the Spurs game was ugly as well. We could not score the ball for shit. And I feel like those were the games where we were like, bro, Spencer Dinwiddie is tanking. And we thought it. It was sort of insane to watch. So, I don't know. I'm interested to see. It's going to be pretty fun to see how that team goes in that tough sort of stretch. For sure. Anyway, we press on towards the second half in just a little bit of time. 52-51 is the scoreline as we're about to head into this second half. Alrighty. Oh, Jesus. I'm yawning. It's so early. It's not even fucking 9 o'clock yet in the morning. Talk about having commitment. Alrighty. 52-51 is the score. All right. So second half action about to get underway. The Nets are 10-13. The Bucks, as you can see on the right where the standings are, the Bucks are 11-11. They're at 500. They've been sub 500 for most of the season. A loss today would, well, have the Nets on the same amount of wins as Milwaukee. They wouldn't overtake them, of course, because the Bucks have less losses, but it's good to see the Nets are actually competing. I don't know about us winning, but look, we're basically a win away from being outside of the play-in. So you probably want to lose today. That voice crack was hideous, bro. That's an early morning edition. Okay. Second half about to commence. Let's see what the Nets have got. They've already beaten the Bucks once this season, so it isn't completely out of the question. And I think it was pretty similar the way the game went in the previous meeting. It was 48. What? We got a technical free throw. What? Another delay of game for Milwaukee. Jesus Christ. That's the third one that's been called in a half. So the Nets just get a free point there. Started the second half there. Bucks will get into a set early. Down 2. Dame shoots an early 3. He's airballed it. Wow. He's been bad. What was I going to say? I've completely forgotten what I was going to say. Which is a shame, because I probably had something good to say. The Nets get into a set. Claxton. Wrap around for Johnson. Beautiful roll there by Claxton. The extra to Finney-Smith. Oh, the team basketball is so good to watch when everyone's bought in, when everyone's feeding into that unselfish style of play. It's beautiful. Giannis the drive in. How on... Oh my God. What? Oh, you are joking. How on earth have they just committed a technical foul for someone committing a hard foul? Are you fucking kidding me? What? Oh my God, mate. Are you fucking taking the piss? We've just gotten a technical foul because Dorian Finney-Smith has tried to wrap him up, going up. Are we fucking taking the piss, man? Oh my, mate, are you fucking kidding me? Just the most nothing technical foul I've ever seen in my life. And I saw Cam Johnson get a T in the same game for slamming the ball into the ground. Mate, Giannis is scoring a 2 if he doesn't wrap him up. That is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Ball don't fucking lie, man. It's just a joke. Mate, the refs have just been taking the piss the whole game. It's just rubbish. Second free throw for Giannis. And that one goes down. That is just the most bizarre decision I've ever seen in my life. Committing a hard foul so Giannis doesn't score the and one and you get hit with a technical. Mate, are you taking the piss? The Nets get into a set. Finney-Smith runs baseline. Johnson with the relocation. Keon Johnson has an open look. He lost Keon Johnson. We got to put one up. Johnson doesn't get one up in time. And it is going to be a shot clock violation. We've had a few of those in this game. Bucks get into a set. We just got to move forward. It's very hard to move forward, though, when they're committing those or calling those technical fouls multiple times in one game. Giannis, the kick out to Lopez. He's way behind the line, and he's way short on the shot. And then the Nets... I don't know what's going on here. The Nets are going to need to play a bit more defense, but I'd live with those deep three-pointers that the Bucks are taking. On the outside, it's Giannis at the elbow. He's going to drive on Finney-Smith. That's good defense. The double arrives. The rotation's got to come. Dame moves through and traveled. Dame has turned it over again. And the Nets, their defense has been pretty disruptive to start this second half. Schroeder gets it across the line within the 8 seconds. Claxton, hand off to Schroeder. 8 to shoot. Pocket pass. Claxton, good take. And scores off the window. Beautiful big man touch. Bro, Lopez was right there. I don't know how the hell he was able to muscle that one over the top. Dame, oh, that's a tough 3. You couldn't honestly play any better defense. And Dame gets it in off back rim. So 58-56, early third quarter, early second half. The Nets, despite their talent disparity, have showed up and they lead. Schroeder did not get the whistle. Giannis, early offense. There's nothing you can do. Ties at 58. Schroeder's pissed off. He's just staring the ref down, wanting the whistle. Meanwhile, the Nets are going to need to get into a set here. Johnson gets inside, shoots. Oh, well. It was actually well disguised as a lob. It had me fooled. And Giannis was late across. How on earth is that not a fucking foul, man? Oh my God. Also, how on earth is that not a shooting foul? Didn't Claxton not get fouled on the shot? What? How on earth is that not Claxton free throws? He's clearly gotten fouled as he goes up. That should have been a foul as well, off ball. Claxton, hand off to Finney-Smith. Another good roll by Claxton. He was definitely pushed again. And Lopez is going to be hit with another personal. Should have happened maybe 30 seconds ago, but... So 58 all. Play resumes 3 minutes into the second half. Schroeder, lob, Claxton! Double +1. Let's fucking go. What a look. What a feed by Dennis. Oh, that was immaculate. Schroeder drew Lopez in. Jackson had to swap over. And unfortunately, he was never getting as high as Claxton was. That feed was only able to be collected by one person. And Claxton not only was a bit of a foul machine on that possession, but he's also made his third consecutive free throw. He has not missed. Good blitz there by the Nets. Giannis still has it though, and he's well short on the two. The rebound secured by the Nets. Schroeder pushes. Johnson, Euro, kick out. Schroeder, good cut by Finney-Smith. Beautiful extra to Claxton. And the timeout called. Oh, that is delicious team basketball. The last couple possessions. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Just draw the extra, man. You had a 5-on-4. Giannis was out of the play. And a beautiful jam there by Claxton. He's getting more and more involved. He's a bit of a dunk merchant, but you know what? If you can exploit it, who gives a shit? So we sit at a 63-58 lead. Let me just get the... I've just got to quickly change the brightness because this is a little bit too bright, this camera. 63-58, the scoreline. We're loving this. If we look at the box score right now, I mean, Claxton and Schroeder have been a beautiful tandem pairing. 17 for Claxton. He's gotten 3 buckets already here in this second half. He's got 7 in the quarter. He's done a little bit of everything, really. Steals, blocks, assists, you name it. Schroeder has done the same. 19 and 6. He has not put up or scored a field goal in the second quarter, but it really hasn't mattered. And then from a Bucks perspective, I mean, Giannis has scored a 2, but the rate in which he has scored has definitely slowed down. And Dame, I mean, he's gotten 4 points in the quarter, but he's been interrupted. The Nets have gotten to the line. They've hit a 3. And I tell you what, that field goal percentage has boosted early in the second half. We're getting high percentage looks. We're drawing the men in. And the two-man game is looking delicious. We're 4 of 5 in the quarter. We're nearly now at 50% shooting. The Bucks, we have said all day that they've really not been punished despite the Nets having that shot disparity. The Nets only in the last couple of possessions have started to see a little bit of breathing space in that category. And, well, it's resulted in the Nets having this 5-point lead. That's going to be the name of the game, really. The minute the offense flows for the Nets, it's going to lead to pretty positive things. So, hang on. Wait, okay. I don't know why I thought Jalen Wilson was a starter. I was getting thrown off a little bit, but the Bucks needed to call that timeout because, I mean, granted, they have just... Well, we've cooked on the last couple of possessions, and the Bucks really just need a reset. Good work on the defensive end to force a couple of misses and hustle on the glass to make sure you're actually capitalizing after forcing that miss, because the Bucks haven't had too many today. They're shooting the ball 20 of 37. That's a really good mark. The Nets are picking up the Bucks in the full court. Knock away by Schroeder. Giannis is going to need to move it. Oh, we nearly got the 8-second call. And then Giannis somehow scores on the other end, like within 3 seconds of bypassing the half-court line. I mean, we nearly forced an 8-second call. So, that's a little bit annoying. Johnson trying to get some action here. Cam gets inside, but well held and needs to roll it back out to the corner. We've got 4 to shoot. Schroeder's going to need to create. It's a deep 3. Heat check is off. Rebound by Lopez. Good box out there, and they'll give it to Giannis early. We need to get back. We need to collapse numbers, and Giannis draws a foul. So, how the fuck do you even stop him? Like, if the Bucks didn't have Giannis, they are getting absolutely rinsed today. Like, it's not even up for debate. So, 63-60. Could be a nice mini 4-0 run here for Milwaukee. First free throw for Giannis is good. Lead back down to 2. One more free throw here for Giannis. That rims out. Get that board. Strong rebound there by Claxton. Nets up 2. They go early. Oh, and that's a good read by the Bucks, who collapsed nicely. And Giannis has another jam. It's just so cheap. Oh my God. I mean, why not though? You got to cook with it if you've got some absolute inside force. 63 apiece. Nets have done a good job of looking after the basketball, but you see the effects of not doing that right there. 10 to shoot. Johnson, the step back 3. He thought he was fouled. And he's actually gotten the call. He had to let the referee know that he was hit, though, because... Let's have a look. Oh my God, I swear if they didn't call that. Like, that is one of the most obvious fouls I've seen, and they nearly didn't call it. Took a good 3 seconds after the shot went up. So, CJ's had to do it a little bit tougher today, but gets the 3 free throws here after the shooting foul. He's been an absolute bucket from the line. I think he's going at about 90% this year. And the third is off, but we've got a lane violation. And a rare Cam Johnson miss, as caused by the commentator's curse that I just summoned. Well, he'll get another opportunity here to redeem himself with the third free throw, and that rims in. Looked like it wanted an escape route, but there was no escape route. The Nets have hit 12 free throws the same amount as Milwaukee in 5 less attempts. They lead by 3. Dame on the outside. Cutter is Jackson. Extra to Prince. He's wide open on the weak side, but he can't hit. And Claxton soars in for the rebound. Schroeder. Oh, that's a good look. Early offense. Money! Bang! He hopped into that one and he knew it went in. The rhythm. Dame gets inside. The kick out to Prince. No room to shoot. Jackson will try one from top of the key, and that's a big response. I swear to God, this guy can't shoot threes, but here he is having converted 2 against us. 1-2 with Claxton. Schroeder's going to try respond, and he hits a 3 of his own. He loves playing the Bucks. And now they've got to get it in. They get it to Dame. The Nets have hit 10 threes now. They're going at a 50% clip. AJ Green's about to come in with Middleton. Giannis guarded by Finney-Smith. This is where we can cook in the half court. Spin. That's a tough shot and it's off. The Nets can run here. 2-on-1 break. Johnson, layup. Beautiful. Timeout. The Nets are up by 8. When did we get an extra point on the board? Oh, that Johnson 3. You just knew it went in. And then Giannis puts up a wild layup. Claxton, good defense. And then the beautiful shovel off there by Schroeder to get the layup to go. I think it's actually 73-66, but they've tacked on an extra point out of nowhere. We'll see what the score is out of the timeout, but lovely. Miracle Tree, welcome to the stream again. Those who have been here for quite a bit, make sure to drop a like, show your support, subscribe if you're new. We'll be doing more Nets games the rest of the way, so make sure to hang about. But right now, man, the Nets are cooking. 22 to Schroeder. He's already pushing double-double numbers. He's going at 8 of 11 shooting. Claxton with 17 and 6. Good defense. Cam Johnson with 14. He scored 9 in the quarter, and that's been a big, big contribution because, well, I mean, offense is probably the thing the Nets were missing most in the first half, and we did say at the break, we need to see CJ rock up. We need to see the wings rock up. Finney-Smith has hit a 3, I believe. Johnson has hit 9 points. He's hit a couple threes or 1 3 in the quarter, but he's been to the line. He did get 3 free throws off the back of a 3-point shot. He is now a team high plus 10. So look, it's looking pretty positive. Giannis is 24, but you know, it's not like when they're on the court, they're actually playing in the positive. They're actually playing in the negative. I mean, Giannis is a -8. Dame's a -14. And Dame's found it really difficult. Those two have played heavy minutes already to this stage of the game. Cam Johnson's played 25, actually. So I don't know what that's actually saying. But Dame and Giannis pushing 25 minutes already. Like, you'd expect them to maybe get a bit of a breather soon. But, I mean, with those two out there, like, the Nets have cooked. We've scored 22 third-quarter points already. And for context, you look at our quarter-by-quarter score breakdown, we didn't even break 27 points in the first half for a quarter. So this team's playing immaculate offensive basketball in the third quarter, and it hasn't really felt ever forced. I think that's the key thing. And it feels like we're getting a few more fast break points in. We did say at the break, only 7 points off turnovers, only 3 points off fast break. But I'd be really interested to see where things lie now. We're also in the bonus. So, I don't know. This is looking good. They keep Dame out there. Portis is in the game. Giannis is also in. So, Lopez to the bench with Torian Prince. Claxton with the steal. They try to feed it to Giannis. Claxton was able to complete the layup on the break. There's more fast break points. 13-3 run in 2 minutes. Bro, what is Bobby Portis doing, mate? So it's a 10-point lead. Gotten that separation. They give it to Green. No chance that is a shooting foul. Thank you. The foul's on the floor. 5 minutes to play. You got to watch that because Green's going to look to put one up. That's not even a fucking foul. I look at the replay. That's not even a foul. So, honestly, they could have challenged that and they may have won it. Wilson's in the game early. Middleton's going to get it here, guarded by Schroeder on the wing. Trent's open for three. Good closeout by Claxton, but Trent hits a massive shot to keep in touch. He's looked pretty good from the outside. Watford, Milton, Simmons all getting ready to check in here for the Nets as we close in on the final couple of minutes here of this third quarter. 8 to shoot. Schroeder, step back three over Portis. He can't miss! He can't miss! I said it before and I'll say it again. He loves playing Milwaukee. He got 29 in the first meeting. Giannis turns it over. It went off hands. It was like a pinball. Schroeder's guarded by Middleton. He's going to shake and bake. And then he fell over. And then Finney-Smith was able to shovel it out to Wilson. Johnson in the corner. The kick out. Finney-Smith thought about the three. He got by. Claxton hesitated. Knew he missed it. Got his own miss. Put it in. Let's go. Clax is a fucking machine today. Middleton fumbles the handle. Shoots over Finney-Smith. Misses. And it's a foul on the floor. So that is clear as day. Mate. Well done by Clax. He's just moving like a force. 3:44 to play here in the third. He's going to take a seat, I think. Cam Johnson will go to the bench. Great third quarter. Schroeder will sit. So these are going to be the tester minutes because all our offense is really going to the bench. Trent. There's another foul. What is J-Dub doing? Bucks in the bonus with 5 to shoot. I don't know why you're committing that foul and giving him easy looks at the line. So 2 free throws here for Middleton out of absolutely nothing. The Nets have made wholesale changes. They got Simmons on the court with Sharp, Watford, Wilson, and Milton, an all bench unit. So it's been a while since we've run a 10-man rotation, but here we are. The lead's 10. Simmons will bring it up. And it looks like we're going to move it pretty slowly here in the half court. Screen by Sharp. Skip pass. Beautiful look. Oh, that's high. It's off. Dayron, the rebound and the foul. Giannis commits it. And Sharp's going to get 2 free throws. And that's something we've missed all season, the offensive rebounding. Today, it's been a staple. So, Claxton 3 of 3 from the line. Sharp gets a chance to add on to that with good free throw shooting from the big men. He makes the first there. You just love to see this. 82-71 the scoreline. One more free throw here for Sharp. And he converts. It goes in. So Sharp 2 of 2. Claxton 3 of 3 from the line. The Nets are shooting brilliantly as a team from there as well. 12-point lead for the Nets. Pocket pass is knocked away. I don't reckon that touched the leg of Ben, but they're going to call it a kickball. 3:07 left in the third quarter. Middleton is going to inbound to Giannis, guarded by Simmons. Back down. Oh my God, mate. This bullshit. How is that a foul, man? Gets another 2+1. Let's have a look. Let's see where the foul is. Oh, Ben. I was blindsided by the broadcast. That is a foul. That is so stupid. It's those little touch fouls which don't actually impact the man you're guarding at all. So it's basically like you're giving him a free look. Giannis, though, makes the free throw, punishes for that little lapse. 3 minutes to play. Excuse me. Wilson just lost the ball. He had to come collect, and Milton was there. It's off, though. I'm just a little bit skeptical about us playing this bench unit at the moment. Giannis, layup, missed it, got his own miss. 83-76, 2:30 to play. We got to close out this quarter strongly, man. We cannot let that go to waste. That brilliant start. 2:20 to play. Watford's open for 3. Closed out by Green. 7 to shoot. He's going to get inside. Kick out. Wilson's got the open look. Oh, and that's a practice shot. You love to see it. 86-76. 2:10 to play in the third. That's a good make. We've hit another three-pointer in the quarter. We've hit 5 in the period. That's what we did in the first. Trent will feed Portis. Guarded by Milton. Beautiful skip pass. You cannot give him that much room. He's like a 48% three-point shooter. 7-point game. Wilson will get inside. The kick out to Milton, who drives in. Gets through. Oh my God. Another foul called. So, 7-point game. You cannot let this lead slip. We were up by as much as 12. This bench has got to hold on. 1:30 to play in the quarter. Middleton will use the Porter screen, which means Dayron will guard on the outside. Middleton will pass to Giannis, get inside, nearly lost the handle, got it back of course, and then scored over the top of Ben, who didn't even jump. It's actually crazy that we made those moves. We took the whole starting 5 off. Ben, good look. Wilson misses. Dayron can't get it to go, and this could be a one-possession game in the blink of an eye. Here is Giannis. Gets inside. Oh my God, how's he muscled that one through? They've just killed our bench now. 7-0 run in a minute. Really efficient. Milton to the corner for Wilson. Back to Watford. And now Ben on the outside. We got 5 to shoot and we don't look like scoring. Wilson's going to need to create. Oh, nearly went down. Halfway through, the Bucks are going to need to hold for 1. We didn't actually go for the 2 for 1, so it was 81-69, and the Bucks are now, well, they can actually tie the game here going into the 4th, which is incredibly stiff. We blitz, which means there's an open Trent 3. Oh my God. We're fouled on the 3. Are you kidding me? And Watford reckons he's clapped hands with him. Yep, that's going to be a foul. You absolute idiots. Why on earth would you be that rash on the closeout? Like, you had... How on earth is this going to be a tied ball game? I cannot believe it. Like, we just... He's like, Geordie doesn't make too many mistakes, but he's fucking botched the rotation here. We were up a dozen like 3 minutes ago. So 2 free throws so far converted. Just completely botched it, man. We took everyone off. Free throws are good. It's all tied. And we've got, well, we have to have a bit more time there. It says there's 0.4 on the clock, but I reckon you got to tack a little bit more time on the clock, surely. 0.4 here. Ben's going to have to do something special. Dayron's going to get a 3 up, and it's not going to count. 86 all heading into the fourth. Somehow the Bucks have come out and scored 34 points, I think. 34 points? 35 points. And we score 34. So I don't know how we've been outscored in that quarter, but the bench really let us down there. And I feel like Geordie probably fucked up the rotation because our starters were cooking. And he took them all off at the same time, which is just, I don't really understand why he's done that. So that bench, it's not going to look pretty in terms of the plus minus. I mean, you look at that whole, like, it's just two completely different worlds with the plus minus. Like, the scoring just didn't exist there for a bit. Meanwhile, the starters, I mean, you got 21 from Clax and 25 from Schroeder. Johnson was responsible for 9 of your points in the third quarter, and you took every single one of them off. I honestly would have let that team run a little bit longer. The good thing is our field goal percentage has gone up. Our 3-point percentage is nearly at 50%. We've barely turned the ball over, and our free throws are immaculate, but we still find ourselves down, even having committed 7 less turnovers. I mean, Giannis has got 31 points. He just went to the bench with Dame. But those guys have played heavy minutes. Trent's got 14. He's been pretty superb, and Portis is 5 of 6 from the field. They are shooting nearly 60% from the field. And they've had a lot more free throws than us. They've hit 10 threes. I mean, the key here is you just need to stop them. Like, it's not that difficult. I just switched to the stream starting screen. Like, they're just shooting lights out. And the minute we started to get a few more stops, that's when the separation arrived, and it correlated with our offense going all right. But then the flip side happened, and that lead immediately disintegrated. So we go into the fourth quarter now with, well, I think a fair bit of interest around what this team's going to dish up in the fourth quarter, because we got a bit of a mixed bag there in the third quarter. I don't know how long the bench is going to play for. Wilson is out there with Claxton, who's back in. Johnson is back in. Schroeder's back in. Milton remains in. So our big three today are back in the game. And I wonder if this is the sort of rotation we're running because, oh, wow, beautiful ball movement, that's off. I wonder if that's because we're not playing in like 5 days. It makes a lot of sense. Lillard guarded by Johnson. Kick out to Trent. Got to get in the grill. It's off. Dame's going to get a reload, and that's off. So a couple of chances there for Milwaukee to take the lead after trailing by a dozen late in that third quarter. Schroeder. I didn't even see the pass. There's a foul on the floor, and it's on Lopez. So ball's inbounded by CJ after that foul on Lopez. Schroeder pulls up for 2. He knew where his defender was. And with that fully known, he just let the defender fly by. Scores the first bucket of the fourth between both teams, 88-86. Dame forced into another kick out. Portis, the 3 is good. And they get the lead back. They're making their shots, the role players. And that's been pretty imperative because, mate, it's been a bit of an issue. Johnson, oh my God, that is a brilliant response. Money. Johnson hits a 3. That's nice. Good response there for the Portis tray at the other end. Dame. Lopez rolls. That's a long push shot. probably needed to take a couple dribbles. Instead, it's off. This is where the Nets need to make their move. No Giannis on the court. Cam Johnson will roll Lopez back to the outside. Now gives it to Schroeder. We're going to look for CJ. But good denial there by Lopez. Schroeder's going to cook. And there's a touch foul by Trent at the 9:59 mark. So clock resets to 14. $91-89 the scoreline. Schroeder's going to do the inbounding. And he gets it to Claxton. Johnson on the wraparound. He loves this idea. Beautiful. Extra second. The beautiful kick out. Oh my God. That was a bad miss there by Schroeder. Beautiful extra feed passing by the Nets. You couldn't get much better of a look than that. And Schroeder's barely missed today. So consider that a surprise. He missed. Johnson commits the foul at the other end. And the Bucks will play in the half court. But you got to make those shots because that is, well, with Giannis on the bench, there's nothing better than making threes. Portis the skip pass. Claxton nearly read it. Trent got right by him. Oh my God, the sauce on that layup. That was delicious. Oh my God. You can't really say much about that except give him major props. Johnson isn't able or isn't fearful of the 3-point shot either. And he hits. That's Keon Johnson, for your knowledge. Dame getting a lot of attention on the outside. Claxton is blitzing at every single pick and roll opportunity. Trent in the corner. Tries to cook. And shake and bake on shake. And he's hit a deep 2 now. He's taken the piss. I don't reckon he's played this well all season. 42 bench points for Milwaukee. Schroeder. Bounce pass to Claxton. Schroeder will get it back. High screen. Doesn't get the foul and he scored. It was so flawless that the net didn't even move. 8:30 to play here in this match. Dame gets into it early and then turned it over. Johnson will push. Cross on Green. Drive in Euro. Layup. Beautiful. You love us pushing the pace and getting into that offense early. Dorian Finney-Smith is called to the scorer's table by Geordie. That'll be the move we make. Jackson is at the bench for... Oh my God. What's going on? I just completely lost my train of thought, but what I can tell you is that the Nets are challenging a foul call on Shake Milton. It was on the 3-point shot. Shake is arguing that he got pushed on that screen. Geordie immediately referred to his bench. The argument is that, yeah, it was a moving screen by Lopez, but, oh well, and that impacted the challenge there by Milton. So we could win that challenge. I'm not 100% sure what they see as, well, the right adjudication, basically. The lead is 5. Excuse me. And this is a big call. This is a big call. This is a big swing of play. Junior, we will win this game. Well, I don't know who you support, so you're gonna have to let me know, enlighten me on that. But I think it's not as clear as saying one team's gonna win this game because it's been pretty back and forth. If we look at the box score right now, the Nets are shooting brilliant numbers now. Above 50% from the field, at about 50% from 3. The Bucks are doing something very, very similar, except their field goal percentage is sky high. However, they've had 11 less shots. That's why the Nets lead. And they've also had 8 extra turnovers. Dame has had 6. He has not been himself today. He's only had the 6 shots. Giannis has been the clear number 1. the clear number one. If you are enjoying the stream, by the way, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new. We will be back for another stream. So if you want to be a part of the little Nets community we've got going here, where I basically do as many Nets games as I can, make sure to subscribe so you're notified and you can drop by it, well, whenever you please. The Nets are looking the goods. They're looking the goods. However, Shake Milton could be hit with a personal foul, which would be incredibly damaging. Though, I mean, Dennis Schroeder, Claxton, and Johnson, they have been superb for us. Claxton's played his best game of the year by far. Schroeder's had, well, he's at a 28.14 assist game before. Oh. Yeah. It's an offensive foul. The brilliant challenge record continues for the Nets. They've yet again won a challenge. This is a huge swing. It's gone from potentially 3 points at the free throw line for Milwaukee to the Nets getting a chance to maybe get 3 of their own. So another challenge won. We've had 18 wins on the year for coaches' challenges. Ben is in the game with Sharp now. Johnson, Finney-Smith, and other Johnson are out there. So Claxton takes a seat for a little bit with Schroeder. Johnson thought about the 3. He's going to drive in. Oh, that's a really bad pass. And Finney-Smith had to try save it by knocking it off a man. Instead, oh wow, we got saved. Finney-Smith snatches away the rebound. After the Bucks nearly had a transition bucket there. Finney-Smith, sorry, that's Sharp. Johnson, good roll by Dayron. Got to put one up. He missed it, and then Ben blew the rebound. Johnson nearly saved it, and then ended up in like the 5th row. It's a bit frantic. So, gee, Johnson did a really good job there to keep his feet in bound. If he had have kept that in, it would have been Nets. Well, it wouldn't have been off the Nets. So Dame on the outside. It is Bucks ball. Dame guarded by Sharp. Good defense. Blitz. Good rollover. Trent gets inside, shoots over Finney-Smith, and hits again. It's fair to say that I didn't think Trent was going to be this prolific on the scoring end, but here we are. Johnson to Keon Johnson. Ben in the middle is just not looking to shoot the ball, even though he's got Portis on him, who's not the greatest. 8 to shoot. Johnson gets it back. Drive in. Lost the ball. It's a good stop by Portis. And then Dame is the trailer. He gets by the closeout. Jackson in the corner. Trent back to Dame. It's going to be a deep 3. He pulls and... oh my God, it's nearly gone in. However, it did sit on top of the backboard and it will be deemed Nets ball. So we're nearly at the halfway point of this 4th quarter. And it is a 3-point lead to the Nets. That would have been unique if that ball went in. So 6:20 to play. Simmons out there with Finney-Smith, Sharp, Johnson squared. Simmons, the handoff to CJ. Dayron in the middle. Oh, that's not the pass, but Johnson does well to swoop on it. Gives it to CJ. It's a Johnson play. Oh, it's off. The rebound by Giannis. Dayron nearly got there. Giannis is going to go early. It's a pretty open paint. Body bump on Ben. Dayron does well to help. Forces the miss. Finney-Smith gets ahead. Oh! Nearly jammed it home. Johnson was there for the follow. It's going to be a foul on Jackson initially. I don't know if I like that. I'd rather just take the 2 and run. Oh. That looked like a block. Are they challenging that? What are they actually challenging it for, Milwaukee? Is that not going to count? We got the follow. We got the follow on the 2 after the block by Jackson. So the only thing they're really doing is ensuring that it doesn't count. But surely they're not gonna chalk off our 2-pointer on the follow. Like, there was nothing impacted. The whistle happened after the layup occurred as well. So surely they're just going to count the Johnson too. And it's going to be a bit of a waste of a challenge, I would assume. Bit of a strange decision there by Milwaukee, but it could result in something that I don't expect. I don't know. Trent's got 20. Portis is 14. Couldn't have anticipated that Dame was going to have 2 makes from the field, but then again, I mean, he played us earlier in the year and he was dog shit from the field, so maybe he's trying to be pass first. Schroeder and Claxton are not getting run at the moment, which is a bit strange, but I would assume they play the rest of the way now. I mean, the minutes have been pretty well spread out. Johnson's a clear team high 33 minutes. And is really important for our spacing, but Schroeder and Claxton combining for 50, I mean, that's massive. And they're shooting it very, very efficiently. Their 2-man game's been pretty unstoppable. So I feel like you bring those 2 in, the offense looks a lot better of a shape. Right now, though, there's still a lot of basketball to be played. Giannis is, of course, going to be the main man, but Gary Trent has been a pleasant surprise, I think, for Milwaukee fans, scoring the 20. So let's see what this Nets team have got. I mean, I love the fact that they compete. But I can't imagine going into the season I would have drawn up that the Nets maybe win the first 2 meetings. Let's see. Let's go. They've absolutely blown the challenge. They're idiots. They're idiots. They're idiots. The whistle was blown after Johnson laid it in, or while he was laying it in. So they won the challenge, but we've still got 2 points on the board. Like the layup wasn't actually affected by the whistle being blown. That's so hilarious, though. So the Bucks really just challenged for no reason, to be honest. They probably would have rather Finney Smith shoot free throws over the default make. Here are the Bucks. It's Giannis, 6 to shoot. He's got Wilson guarding him. Body bump. It's a foul on the floor. That's really phantom. There was 4.3 to shoot. I think Wilson did a decent enough job of trying to hold him up. Schroeder comes back onto the floor. Claxton's also out there. Johnson will take a seat. That's Cam Johnson. Keon Johnson's still out there. Ball inbounded. Giannis is going to go at Finney Smith. It's good defense. Portis is going to shoot top of the key. He cannot miss. Mate. They just don't go away. Schroeder. As we're about to enter the final 5 minutes, the high screen set by Claxton. The drive in. Cross. He lost him. Got the 2+1. Schroeder's cooking. He's shooting at 75% from the floor. He's got a 30 piece. He's got 10 dimes to go with it. He's taken the piss. Jackson stood in the landing space. Oh, that's pretty stupid stuff there on the closeout. Pretty irrational. This is the first career game Schroeder's ever had a 30 and 10 game. He's peaking at 30. Or whatever his age is. He's definitely 30 though. We're in the final 5 minutes. The 3-point play gets the lead back up to 5. Trent is going to pass to Middleton in the corner. They're going to look for Giannis, who's got Keon Johnson on him on an island, but Claxton's rolled over to help. And thus, Middleton never passed it. He missed the 2. Schroeder has got the ball again. He's now guarded on an island by Trent. We're inside the final 5 minutes. Schroeder gets by the defender. He gets inside. Back out to Finney-Smith. We've got 7 to shoot. Defended by Giannis. 4 to shoot. 3 to shoot. Lost the ball. And it's going to be Nets ball, but we've got 2 seconds to get one up. So, I don't know who the hell's inbounding this ball. Why is it getting inbounded from the corner? From the sideline? What? It went out on the baseline. What? That helps us, though. Feel like we're a bit less trapped. We get it in. It's knocked into the backcourt. And it's just going to be a shot clock violation. Which is a little bit frustrating. So, 103-98. Bucks will have the ball. 4:19 to play. The Nets have had a few more turnovers here in this second half. The Bucks have been a bit more responsible. CJ's back in the game. And he'll come collect Keon Johnson. So we go with a little bit more of an offensive heavy sort of lineup. Wilson is in as a bit more of a physical body compared to Johnson. Portis, he's going to shoot over CJ. Oh my God. This guy cannot miss. He always has one of these games against us. It's incredibly frustrating. Claxton with the ball. Nets up 2. Johnson on the perimeter. He's guarded by Middleton. The switch. 4 to shoot. 3 to shoot. Step back 3. CJ. Yes! Bingo! He's taken the piss. The quick response by Middleton, so I don't even have time to celebrate it. Can we just run them off the 3-point line? Fucking hell, they've hit like 3 threes in a row without a miss. Just when I think we're getting the breathing space we need. Finney-Smith is going to look for Schroeder. We've got 7 to shoot. We're pushing the final 3 minutes. 1-on-1. Gets inside. Hangs. Got it in off the glass. That was nifty. Giannis on the perimeter. Schroeder's got 34. Giannis is going to back down Wilson. Expect the numbers to collapse. The kick out to Portis. Dame's open up top. The extra to Middleton. Right in front of the fucking bench. Are you kidding me? 1-point game. They've hit 5 threes in the quarter. We're not even playing poorly. It's just they cannot miss. Johnson the switch. Now guarded by Portis. Drive in. Falling out of bounds. He's turned it over. We do not have the numbers. However, they do not capitalize. Middleton up top. You got to run him off the line. It's actually a point's been taken off their total, which helps us out. Portis is going to shoot. He's hit another fucking 3. Are you taking the fucking piss? Bobby Portis, bro. Mate, he's not that good. He's not that good. How has he scored this many fucking buckets? He's feeling it. Oh my God. We've got 2 and a bit minutes left. The Bucks lead by 1. Portis has gone berserk in this last quarter. He has not missed from 3. And the Bucks lead by 1. We're not even playing that shit. In fact, we're basically playing out of our skin. However, they still lead. Oh my God, we haven't even played a shit second half. This is crazy stuff. Like, I'd be not as mad if we lost to Giannis. But we're losing to fucking Bobby Portis and Gary Trent. Like, Giannis hasn't even scored the ball down the stretch. Let's have a look at... I need to get a little bit of closure here. Bobby Portis this season is averaging... He's averaging 12 points in the regular season, but what's his 3-point percentage? He's shooting it at fucking 30% from deep, and he's hit 5 of 5 from downtown. Like, he's not that good. He's not that good if he tried. And he's single-handedly given them the lead. They just can't miss. It's a 1-point game, though, because one of the Middleton threes, he had his toe on the line. So a three's been cut off there. I don't know how we've even been outscored this quarter. I don't back us in a dogfight against Milwaukee. We've taken a timeout early, so only one timeout for the Nets with 2 minutes remaining. Schroeder's going to put the head down and get blocked by Giannis. You could see it from a mile away. You didn't have a chance. He could have sent that into the clouds and Giannis was still blocking it. That is the most bullshit foul I've seen off the ball. We did have the foul to give. I don't even know how we're losing this game. Seriously. Ball's inbounded. Middleton. We've got to run him off the line, but he shot a tough three and missed. That was never happening. You were never, ever hitting that three. Johnson, great defense. If he had have hit that, I mean, it's just down to a stronger offensive contribution or offensive talent. We nearly lost the ball. 80 seconds to play. We got 5 to shoot. Schroeder's got to put one up. 2 to shoot. Gets one up. He's blocked again. 2 on 2 fast break, and Giannis on the break scores. It's a 3-point lead. I don't know why we used the whole clock. We couldn't get it out of Keon Johnson's hands. 60 seconds to play. It's a 3-point game. We're using a lot of clock for being down 3. Portis is just playing out of his skin. Johnson, another 3. It's no good. It was never going in. And so now we're going to have to play straight up defense, but mate, you got to get a stop. We're playing a lot of ISO ball late in this game. Oh, it's a steal! Go! 4-on-1 break. Johnson, set the feet. 3. Why are you shooting threes? What are you doing? Oh my God, that was like the ultimate tanking play. And we've fouled him. We could have played straight up defense. It was a 4-on-1. Dame was the only man back. We could have almost gone for a conventional 2-for-1. Finney Smith was open top of the key. We could have done so much shit with that. And instead we're fouled. We did not need to foul them. I'll tell you what, Keon Johnson is the ultimate tanking player. Fucking hell, man. So free throws here for Middleton, and he can almost ice it. I mean, we've only got the 1 timeout remaining. They've come up clutch down the stretch. We just haven't had, like, I don't know what we've done with the ISO ball offense. It's just sort of, it's killed us. We're going to have to move this really, really quick. A 10-0 run in 2 minutes. We were up by 5. And now we're down by 5. Can we please move the ball? There's a foul. That is an absolute bailout if you ask me. I think that's their first in the last 2 minutes. So they have the foul to give. 23 seconds to play. 5-point lead for Milwaukee. I'll tell you what, they have not played like a team that deserves to win. Like, to be fair, I mean, late in the game, they've come up clutch, but let's see what Johnson's got here. He gets inside, the spin, the kick out. Oh, Finney Smith. Yep, he's got it. We're still in the game. 17 seconds is a long, long time. Deny it. Oh, Dame's going to need to run. You're going to need to force it out of his hands. How did we not? We did. 13 seconds left in the game. We're going to need to rely on missed free throws. But that three was big by Doe. I just can't help but think, what would have happened if Keon Johnson didn't shoot the three and we actually just drove it in? It would have been a lot closer. That's for sure. Potentially we're playing straight up. Dame was 5 of 7 going into this trip at the free throw line. He makes the first. There's not, like, I don't know when Geordie calls the timeout. I think we're not going to use the timeout. Geordie's hand signaled to just run. Dame makes both. So we're going to need to move this incredibly quickly. We get it to Johnson. Oh my God. He missed the three. And that's going to probably do it. And there's the timeout or the foul. If we hit the three, it would have been very interesting. And it actually would have... It makes a lot of sense to shoot a three there, because you only have the one timeout remaining. You hit the three. You force them into free throws again. Then you maybe, you have that timeout there to use with like maybe 3 or 4 seconds on the clock, and you can potentially tie the game and draw something up. But the thought process was there. However, look, down the stretch, we've been cooked by fucking Bobby Portis. It hasn't even been Giannis, really. And we probably, we missed the window at the back end of the third quarter. I tell you what, we really should not have gone into the fourth quarter tied up. We were up by 12. We were up by 12 with like 3 minutes to play. And then this late game run. They say basketball is a game of runs. And, really, 2 runs for Milwaukee have been the difference. The run to get them back in the game at the end of the third, and then the run at the end of the game to get them in front and pretty much over the edge. So we got 6.5 seconds. Now, the only way the Nets can even win this is if they hit a three off the initial play out of bounds, but then they're also going to need to force a turnover off the Bucks inbounds and then hit a three. So a lot needs to occur in 6 seconds for the Nets to even have a chance of forcing some free basketball. But if you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. If you are new, we'll be back for Nets Memphis at the very end of the week. It's a long way away. So make sure to tune in for that, because Nets basketball is coming pretty sparingly at this point of the season because of the in-season tournament. We've got Wilson out on the court with Claxton for some reason, who cannot shoot threes. Johnson's out there as well with Schroeder. What a wasted game, really. The fact we've gotten like a 30-point double-double from Schroeder and we're still going to lose. That's crazy. So Schroeder's inbounding. The Nets are formed in a line along the half-court line, which is an interesting call. We get it into Johnson, and we're just going to lay it up, it looks like. And that's a pretty rash way to end it, I guess. Or not rash, it's just a bit of a... It's just a bit of a sad ending, I guess. 1.8 seconds left, and we've got to see Giannis shoot free throws while we're down 4. So, pretty good shift by the lads. This is a dream tanking game, I'll tell you what. It boosted the value of the vets. We lost, and we played well. Giannis is 33, but he's only scored like 2 in the quarter. So that's what makes it really annoying for me, because I feel like we could have won this game if like just a number of variables went our way. They just hit a bunch of threes like there was no tomorrow. So, and we probably went into a bit of ISO ball late. I'm interested to hear the Jordi Fernandez post-game comments. Because, yeah, it wasn't exactly like... the bench cooked us in the third quarter, and then in the fourth, some of those shots were not great. We used up a lot of clock, and it almost was a bit of a throwback to those days where we had Spencer Dinwiddie years and years ago in the 2018 sort of time, where he just used the entire clock and chuck up a contested step back three. Look, we end up losing this one by 5. That's what we were outscored by in the fourth. They scored 32. We scored 27. But I tell you what, it didn't feel like they scored more points in the third, because every bucket they made in the fourth hurt, and it felt like 6 points. You know what I mean? So we go to the box score, and I mean, you're looking at some incredible like outlier type performances here. I mean, Bobby Portis scoring, well, for some reason it's not showing it. I expect it to update. But look, from a Nets perspective, you only had 3 players scoring double figures, but very good performances by those 3. Schroeder with 34 and 11 on absurd efficiency. For context, he scored 4 points last game and comes out and scores 34 and 11. He's taken the piss. Johnson had 26. He shot at above 50% from the field. And Claxton, his best game of the season, 20-point double-double, 9 of 14 from the field. Didn't miss a free throw. The Nets shot the ball well from the line. They shot it well from the field. They shot it well from 3. I mean, they almost did everything right. The problem was that Gary Trent decided to score 20. Giannis decided to score 34. And even with Dame scoring only 2 field goals the whole game, Bobby Portis decided to go beast mode, and he scored 5 threes without a miss and scored 23 for the game on 9 of 10 shooting. This guy's shooting 32% from 3 this season. He's shooting 40-something% from the field, and he's gone 90% from the field today and didn't miss a 3. I mean, that is really right there the only difference between these two teams. If Bobby Portis has even an above average game where he goes 50% from 3, we win this game. It's not even up for dispute. Like, they got 2 20-point performances from bench players. Our bench got cooked. I mean, you just look at the plus minus for our starters and our bench, and it's pretty clear what is going on there. I feel like the minutes weren't staggered all that well. And then some very interesting decisions down the stretch. Keon Johnson shooting a 3 when you had a 4-on-1 fast break, and the one for the Bucks was Dame. I just cannot wrap my head around that decision making, but that's the tank at play, I guess. Jalen Wilson did not shoot the ball well. The Bucks just shot it brilliantly. I mean, we had 13 more shots. Turnovers heavily in the Bucks, well, to the Bucks' detriment, but we still lost. Free throws ended up going their way, which is to be expected, and the threes were pretty similar. I mean, it's not a bad performance by any stretch, but you're just disappointed because the team was in a very good position to get the W, and they unfortunately did not. And a couple wasted performances. I mean, how many times is Schroeder going to score 30 and 11 or get 30 and 11? This is the first time in his career he's ever put that stat line up. Claxton hasn't played as well all year, or played as well all year. And then Cam Johnson still putting up brilliant numbers. So it's great for the trade value, but it's not great for the optics. So yeah, it hurts a little bit because we played Dame pretty well. We forced 7 Dame turnovers. Like, I don't think we could play him much better. And he played 39 minutes and he was a negative 11. So the bench just cooked. Middleton was pretty big. 6 assists for Chris Middleton. So he was facilitating the likes of Portis, who played 31 minutes total. Big minutes by him. I think the key thing to also mention, fast break points and points off turnovers were well down. We ended up conceding more points off turnovers than they did. And that's why I go back to the early quarter or early game stuff where we had a ton of turnovers forced. We weren't able to capitalize and get that breathing room early. Fast break points we improved. Definitely got a few more points on the board. And points in the paint, we had more. Which you wouldn't really associate with a Nets Bucks game. Usually we get killed on the inside, but we only forced 36 points. Turnovers was through the roof. We've done a good job of forcing those in recent memory, but unfortunately, just really, I don't think we could have played a lot better of a game. We just, maybe the bench needed to be a bit better, but we really just faced a couple outlier performances and probably didn't get enough good looks down the stretch. We played a bit too much ISO ball. So shit happens, I guess. Nothing you can do. But it is what it is. That's basketball. That is the thrill of it. So I'm not really complaining all that much. But it was good while it lasted. There were some good fun moments in that. And now we have to wait 4 days again for another Nets game. So we'll wrap it up here. Thanks for tuning in yet again. It was a good game. It was entertaining. It was definitely surprising for multiple reasons, and it definitely had its ebbs and flows. But Nets basketball is in a good place. It's in a good state. So I think that's the key, going forward. Keeping that sort of mentality, keeping up the good habits, and getting good contributions. I mean, we got a lot of open looks. We did a lot of good things most of the time. It's just, we lacked the star power, and it sort of showed. Even though the star power wasn't the thing that killed us in the end, it was the role players, the bums. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everyone. We will see you in 4 or 5 days. It's a long time away, but make sure to tune in, drop a like on the way out, subscribe if you are new, all that good stuff. But until then, stay safe. Have a good rest of your day. We will see you soon. We won't see you. We'll chat to you soon. But until then, bye for now.